Good morning. Thank you for joining me. This morning's focus of the class is upper body strength training. And why should we do that? In everyday lives, we generally are using our upper body, our lower body, we have to, but our upper body comparatively becomes much weaker. So today we're going to be doing horizontal presses, overhead presses, rows, and rotator cuff care. We're going to start with a hip hinge pattern to help integrate the joint systems throughout the entire body. So the hips should start directly over the heels. Hands, I like to have them interlaced. And just let your hips come back and forth. Think about moving the hips back, then standing up, engaging the glutes. Hips back, stand up, engage the glutes. And as you do that, let your arms just swing freely so that our hips and shoulders can move together comfortably, getting prepared for the activities of the day. Yeah, the arms are just loose. Again, keep the chin a little tucked in, prevent your head from tipping up. And notice the feet and the toes engaging, grounding. Just a few more reps, we're warming up the shoulder blades and core. Awesome. Okay, great. With every session, I begin with glute activation work so that we can help our leg, the leg bone, to sit properly in the hip socket to give support to our pelvis and lower back. This one is quite challenging for the glutes. It will make your glutes really strong. It's on a single leg. It looks like this. You just have one leg lifted, and then we'll be performing circles with the leg. Okay, the arm position can be like this across the chest, or I like to have hands behind head, whatever is your preference. Or some people might want to hold on to a chair. This will really challenge your hips, so if you're fatigued, just rest for a moment and then continue the same action. We're going to start with the left foot on the floor, spread your toes, press them down firmly. Set up the arms appropriately for yourself. The right leg is lifted, foot is flexed, the leg is very straight, and you just make small circles with the right leg, counterclockwise first. And now clockwise direction. Recover. Okay, good. As we're performing this, be sure that it's not an ankle rotation. It shouldn't be a knee rotation. The leg is very, very stiff, and this rotation occurs right inside the hip socket where your femur attaches into the acetabulum. Okay, so now same leg, same side, but this time the leg goes to the side. So set up the arms, left foot, spread the toes, press them. Right leg to the side, foot flexed. Circles are counterclockwise. The right leg should be very straight, the knee straight. Feel the rotation inside the hip. And of course, your left hip is stabilizing, so that's what you'll feel mostly working. Reverse the direction, now circles are clockwise. Recover. Good. So here again, we're working on the muscles that support where your leg attaches to your body. So that's what you should be sensing. And again, if you're fatigued, recover and then continue to build up endurance. This time the right leg will go behind. However, when you lift the leg, if you bypass the glutes, then your back will arch. So before you start, set up the left foot. Think about the glutes. Engage the glutes at the back, the muscles in your butt on the right side. Lift the leg back straight. Good. And now circles again are start counterclockwise. And clockwise direction. and rest. Okay, we're going to switch to the other side. And clearly you can notice how much you have to focus. And there's been a lot of research that shows when you stimulate your feet, it improves the plasticity of the brain so you absorb more. Okay, so make ourselves smart. Right foot, spread your toes, press them down, set the arms up, get ready, left leg forward. Clockwise first, clockwise circles. Internal rotation. Very good. Keep the foot flexed, both legs should be straight here. Change the direction, so now circles are counterclockwise. Good, and recover. Okay, so obviously you're noticing your feet, of course, how your foot might be shifting the ankle. So naturally this will strengthen your arches, the plantar fascia, and the muscles that support your ankle joint, especially for those who've had perhaps ankle sprains. So spread the toes, right foot, arms up, and left leg to the side. Foot flexed. Again, both legs are straight. Now here, the right hip, you'll start noticing how hard the right hip works. So if you need to rest, just stop and then recover, continue. If you can lift yourself up tall out of your right hip, it'll prevent kind of jamming down into the joint, which I find happen quite often for people. You almost feel like you're lifting yourself up out of your right hip. Okay, now counterclockwise circles. Notice how your left side abdominal muscle must be engaged. This is everything we do is core work, truly. And recover. Walk a bit. Okay, again, the right hip, I say generally it works very hard. One reason obviously is driving. So if you're fatigued, take your rest and then continue. Right foot, spread the toes, arms up, left leg back. Oh, glutes first, then lift the leg just slightly off the floor. Circles are clockwise. Keep yourself tall. Head comes back a bit. Reverse the direction. And recover. Okay, and just walk a little. So now we're going to start with pressing. We're going to do a horizontal press, like a chest press, but some people perhaps have shoulder issues, can't lie down on the floor. So we'll all practice together option one, which is a hold at the wall, push-up hold. And this will help us prepare for our pressing. The arms are on the wall like this, just like slightly wider than shoulder width at shoulder height. And your body should be vertical from head through feet. I always say spread your toes, press them down, get a good foundation. Okay, now to set the position and to engage the muscle appropriately, bring the shoulders down from the ear slightly and straighten your arms, like push toward the wall, almost like you're pushing yourself away from the wall so that you feel the tension. Now tighten up the arms so you feel the triceps engaged. You should feel glutes and core supporting, absolutely. And just bring the left arm down by the side. Okay, so that would be right arm hold. If you're rebuilding your joints in your arm, this is a great way to rehab. Or if you just can't get down to the floor or lift a weight, great way to build your strength. Left arm up, switch the arms. There. Okay, now bring both arms up to the wall again. So the second set would be like this. You just stand slightly closer to the wall so your arms are slightly bent. And hold that position, keep the elbows slightly tucked. So you should feel kind of tension under the armpits. Then to drop the left arm, then bring the left arm up, drop the right arm. Good. And then that way we'll build up the range of motion to give support for horizontal pushing. Now the next version is on the floor. So everyone will need a weight. If you have a bench, like I have a weightlifting bench, that would be the ideal. And if not, then you can perform this one on the floor. So on the floor, it looks like this. If I can see here. So you just lie down on your back. We'll have both knees can be bent like this, or one leg straight, and then pressing horizontally. Now we'll go over the dynamics of that as I set up the bench here. So if you could get yourself a weight. And we're doing, so you get a gauge of how heavy the weight should be. We'll be performing 3 sets of 20 repetitions. So each set will be focusing on different elements of horizontal pressing. The first element is this, the upper back. So as you're setting up, the shoulder blades should be slightly together, slightly down, so that as you extend, the upper back stays solid. And as you straighten the arm, the elbow should be always at about a 30-degree angle to the side. If the elbow is too wide, shoulder will rotate in. If the elbow is too close, again, you'll impinge your rotator cuff. So I would suggest elbow here, shoulder blades slightly together, slightly down, first set. Okay, we'll all start with the right arm. At the wall, both arms are up, drop the left arm. On the floor, right arm is pressing. Okay, here we go. Shoulder blades together and down. Elbow comes all the way to the floor, all the way to the floor, about 6 inches from the side, and push up. And recover. Perfect. So left arm, same story. At the wall, both arms up, drop the right arm. On the floor, left arm is pressing. Okay, set the arms straight up, and then, before you start lifting, shoulder blades slightly together and down, make sure you're stable. The left leg can be straight, right knee bent, or both legs bent, whichever is more comfortable. Excellent. Okay, recover now. Okay, so the people who are standing, doing their rotator cuff shoulder recovery work, this time the elbows would be bent like this. And again, just drop the left arm and hold position. On the floor, we'll go back to the right arm. Now, this time the focus will be this. As you straighten the arm, the shoulder should stay back into the floor, okay? Sometimes what happens is people let the shoulder extend forward like this, which internally rotates the shoulder, and then you get all the crunching and stuff going on, okay? So we want to keep the shoulder back as you straighten the arm, and you should feel the triceps engage. Okay, so right arm, everybody. Right leg straight, left leg bent. Good. Okay, left arm. So again, at the wall, start with both arms bent, then drop the right arm. On the floor, left arm is pressing. Keep the shoulder pushing back into the floor as you straighten the arm. And recover. If you do not have weights like a dumbbells or kettlebells, I always suggest use a can, like a can of soup, or even a water bottle filled with water, just something that's a little heavy. Okay, so for this last set, the people who have been standing at the wall, if you could just sit in a chair, and we'll perform the same horizontal push, just like this. One arm, and then we'll go to the other arm. Do not use a weight, because that'll just cause the shoulders to roll forward. We'll do other things afterwards. So that's option one. Option two, okay, we're doing our pressing again, right arm. Now this time I'd like to pay extra attention to the wrist. So sometimes people let the wrist kind of twist like this, or they'll let the wrist angle. So if you have a dumbbell, for example, the weight should be parallel to the floor. Sometimes people start twisting. And it's amazing, actually, the people who've been doing this for years, how their wrists have strengthened and improved. And with all the computer work we do, we definitely need to work on strengthening. Okay, so right arm. So all those factors apply still. Right arm is straight, right leg straight, left knee bent, shoulder blades a little together and down, the elbow 6 inches to the side, make sure the wrist is straight, and then go. Rest. Good work. Okay, left arm. Okay, start with your arm straight up. Make sure the shoulder blades are set properly. You have a good stable upper back. The elbow comes right to the floor, 6 inches to the side. The wrist is straight. All right, and recover. Excellent. Next, we're going to do a series of lunges. And I use lunges regularly, all variations in our training programs, because, every walking is a lunge. You take a step, that's a lunge. So often people feel like, oh, I can't do lunges, they're too hard. That is absolutely not true. If you can take a step, you can do a lunge. This is sufficient. So I'm going to just move the bench. What you'll need here is a light weight initially. For the first set, definitely a very light weight. So we're going to go through this, like I said, comprehensive. We're going to go 3 different positions of the arms. As well, we're going to do 4 angles of the legs to help support the knees, the ankles, the hips, front, back, and also medially, laterally. The first position for the weight is overhead. If you cannot do that because you have shoulder issues, You can be like this at shoulder level or down by the side. Shoulder level is like this. The fist should be directly in front of the shoulder and the elbow tucked in, okay? That will help to align the shoulder, elbow, and wrist joints. Okay, we're doing 10 repetitions in each position. So first is, if you can, overhead, right arm, good. Okay, now left leg will go back, and lunge, it can just be a small step, a big step, whatever works for you. Here we go. And rest. Good work. Okay, left arm. This time, please, the back foot, regardless of how deep your lunge is, the back foot, the toes must be pointing forward. Often people let the toe angle out, okay? So back foot, toes are forward, heel is up, and slightly bending the back knee. Okay, left hand, left arm up. The right leg will step back. Good, and rest. Okay, so that was the lateral. So the muscles, the weight was on the outside of the body. Now we're bringing the weight that would be across, diagonal. What I mean is, the weight will now be in the right arm, the right leg will go back. So the load is being applied on the inside of the left knee, let us say. Everybody ready? Right arm has the weight. Same leg, right leg steps back. Perfect. Okay, next, switching arms again. Left arm and also legs. Left leg will go back. Again, back foot, focus. Toes are pointing forward. The foot must be slightly, the heel up. Do not let that back leg straighten out fully, okay? Left arm. And left leg back. And rest. All right, fantastic. Plus gets your heart rate up, so this is what I call our interval training. Maybe we're not sprinting at the track, but we can do these lunges. Same cardiovascular effect. That was set one. We're doing 2 more sets, similar. In the midsection, if you'd like to, instead of doing the lunges, I'd like to offer option 1 of walking patterns. The first one is, there's a basically modified sprint training exercises. Step to the side, arms up, arms down. Just walking side to side. And integrating the arms lift when the arms step, feet step out. And just continue side to side. That's option 1. Option 2 is the lunges. The right arm is at shoulder level. The left leg steps back. So either the walking sideways with arm reach or lunges. And rest, good. Okay, option one, now will be a marching pattern. So it's just the opposite arm and leg lift together. However, there are a few factors here that I find really work well. If you think of a sprinter, the way they bring their leg through, at the midsection it's like this, and then the leg extends. So we're practicing that lift from the middle part. So the action looks like this. Instead of lifting in front, which pulls on the front of your hips, you want to actually feel like you're pulling your heel more toward your hip like this. Okay, so you're hinging through your hip, knee, and ankle. Really clean and smooth kind of action. The foot should be flexed. So you pull the toes up with each step. All right, that's option one, is marching in place. Option two, left arm, shoulder level, right leg back. And rest, good work. Okay, next we're working on rotator cuff, what I like shoulder stabilization and core stabilization. We're going to be walking sideways, our arms are out like this. Really reach fingertip to fingertip, but the shoulders, generally they're here. So think about rotating the shoulders back. As soon as you do that, you should feel like, again, firmness here, stabilizing of the shoulder, and core activation. And the action is, you hold that position, small steps forward and back. And I like to do this like really controlled. In the field, you do a lot of this stuff, dancing. For this particular class, I like to focus on really having good core support. So walking sideways, front, back, and or else lunges, right arm, shoulder level, right leg steps back. And rest, good work. Okay, so last one, option four here, or option one, or fourth version. I like to do the speed skaters. Now you can go like really hard and with powerfully if you'd like to. Generally, I would say for our purposes here, just take a step to the side, stabilize that hip. Step to the side, stabilize that hip. Don't rush through it. Again, here we're building up the control of the joint systems so that when we're sloppy outside, everything will stay strong. Okay, that's option one, speed skaters. Option two, left arm, shoulder level, left leg back. And recover. Okay, fantastic. So next, we'll all go back to doing lunges. Now this time, the weight will be down by the side. So if you'd like to, this is a good time to use a heavier weight. So for myself, I've been using 15 kettlebell. Next I'm going to do a 25-pound kettlebell. And depending on your strength, if you're an elite athlete, you might use like 50 pounds now, I don't know. And if you're just learning, hold on to a chair. Like this class really is appropriate for everybody. Okay, so overhead pressing. Many people cannot lift their arms up overhead. So oh wait, that's not it yet. First we're doing the lunges. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so the lunges, the arm is at the side. And the arm should be placed like this. Shoulder is directly over the fist, make that arm really stiff. So that you feel the triceps, you don't want the arm to waver. We want to stabilize the shoulder here. Glutes definitely will be engaged and core will definitely be engaged. Okay, so focus again, right arm has the weight. The weight will be by the side. As you step back when you do your lunge, don't let yourself lean forward. Stay upright, the torso equally between the front and back foot. Right arm, weight by the side. Shoulder back, left leg steps back. Recovery, good. Okay, now left arm. Okay, so another factor of lunges, I didn't go over, there's so many factors, so only a little bit I can explain at a time. The front leg should be knee over ankle. Especially now what's going to happen when you're stepping back with the right leg, the left knee will want to drift forward, and that puts pressure into the kneecap, okay? So when you're doing the lunge, the back knee will bend a bit, this front knee should stay back over that ankle joint. Left arm, the weight is by the side, shoulder back, toes are pointing forward, get ready, right leg steps back. Front leg is knee over ankle, stand up. Don't think about stepping forward, stand up. Mostly it's left glutes here. Should be feeling this in the glutes of the front leg. Keep the big toe on the floor. Recover, really good. Okay, now right arm will have the weight. This time the weight will be facing you at the front, okay? If the weight's to the side, it's going to pull you to that side, which would weaken the inside of the left knee. So what we want to do is have the weight facing you like this to help give support to the front leg. Everyone ready? Right hand has the weight, right leg steps back. Make sure the left knee stays over the ankle. Avoid letting that left knee get pulled in. Use the big toe. Really good for building up the strength, the line from your foot up into the knee. Recover, fantastic. Okay, now left arm. Again, the weight is facing you. The right leg will be the front leg. Right leg stays knee over ankle. To avoid letting that front knee lift, go too far forward. Okay, left hand, right foot, spread your toes. Make sure the big toe's pressing down. Keep the arch up. Left leg back. Yeah, right hip, that's what you should be feeling, that's right. I know, it hurts. It's burning away. Rest. You know, only do what you can always, right? If it's a bit too challenging, then just recover. No harm. Rest. But that was, again, definitely to strengthen the glutes, help your legs and hips and knees and ankles all work together congruently. So next is this, we're doing overhead pressing. Many people actually don't have the ability to lift their arms up overhead. So instead, I like to build that system gradually. So what you'll need, if you are able to press overhead comfortably, you'll need, again, a weight, generally a light weight. We're doing 15 repetitions, 3 sets. So let's all practice option 1. For those of you who cannot bring the arm up comfortably, you can just have your arms up on the wall, whatever level works for you. Like shoulder level, higher ideally. Optimally, toes are touching, arms are up, forehead on the wall. Reach up, tuck the pelvis so you have good core activation, and just keep your arms up there. That's all. You just stay in that position to help rebuild the position of the shoulder girdle. It's probably a bit like this, so you can't lift your arms up. You just need to reposition the shoulder girdle so that we can get overhead. So option 1, at the wall, arms up, forehead and toes touch. the best you can do. Option 2, right arm is pressing. Palm should be facing in toward your body, the weight parallel to the floor, and the elbow just slightly to the side. You don't want it too wide because that again will put too much pressure in your shoulder joint, in the rotator cuff. It won't be aligned well. So we want to make sure this stays in proper position. Right arm, and then just engage your glutes, extend, see if you can fully straighten the arm. You should be able to. Okay, right arm. Standing at the wall, arms up, or right arm press. Use your glutes. And recover. Perfect. Okay, everyone rest. Okay, now group 1, option 1. If you cannot bring your arms up properly at all, you can stand like this and just put pressure with the backs of your hands into the wall to start strengthening the muscles to be able to lift. If you can bring the arms up overhead, exactly the same position we were, just pull your arms off the wall 1 inch and hold there. This will build up, again, upper back support to position the shoulder girdle. The people who are pressing overhead, do not let the weight come below your shoulder like this. That will pull the shoulder forward. So the weight should always be above shoulder level. Left arm, so option 1 at the wall, and arms lifted back this time. Overhead pressing, left arm. And recover. Okay, good. So now, if we could all please get a stretchy band if you have one. If not, no harm, just move the arms. The grip on the band is like this. Overhand grip, then wrap the hands so you're pulling out on the band. And we'll just all do a set here together. Feet are slightly wider than hips. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms come down. Avoid letting your back arch as you lift. Okay, so your back shouldn't arch like that. Only lift as high as you can by keeping the back in neutral position. Okay, continue that action for now. I have to plug in my computer. The breathing here is really important for the diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale, deep, slow, relaxed breathing. I like to say into the lower back, into the side ribs. That's it. That looks beautiful. Only lift the arms as you can comfortably. Okay, good. And now everyone rest. Okay, so option 1 now will be exactly that exercise. Inhale, and again, if you can't lift your arms up high, if you have shoulder concerns, inhale up, exhale down. Start building it up. If you can lift overhead, right arm again, second set. Perfect, recover. Okay, next, option 1. Here we do all this like shoulder rehab work. It's just fantastic. So option 1, forget the band. The arms are like this by the sides. And rotate the shoulders back. Extend the wrists and release. Rotate back, extend the wrist, release. Tighten up under the armpits. You should feel there to stretch down the biceps right into the hands. Okay, that will be option 1. Option 2, left arm press. and recover. Okay, awesome. So now let's all together do the overhead pressing. The people who can't lift the weight overhead, will just again start here and do what you can. However, this last set, okay, now we're a little fatigued. Two things. As you're pressing, keep the shoulder down from the ear. Generally, why people get impingement is as they lift the arm, they do this and try to lift. You've jammed your rotator cuff, we can't do it. So keep the shoulder down, let the arm come up, and you'll notice then you'll have some space and then you can reach. Okay. Shoulder down, shoulder down, shoulder down, let the shoulder come up right at the end. Another element here, when you're fatigued, is the glutes. Use the muscles in your butt. All right, here we go. Right arm, shoulder level. Use your glutes now. And rest. Awesome. That's so good. So here we can build up that shoulder strength. Okay, left arm, everybody. So either with weight or no weight. Shoulder down from the ear and then lift. Good, excellent. Glutes. Perfect. Okay, that was awesome. Okay, recover. And just walk around a little. Shake the arms out. Oh, this is good. Okay, so now we've been doing a horizontal press, rotator cuff stabilization, and then a vertical press. So next thing we need to do is some kind of a pull. Mind you, in everyday life, we're always pulling doors open, our arms and computers, steering wheels. So that's why I focus on this class, making sure we get our pressing actions in. So the pull will be like this. We'll all practice first at the wall. Again, arms are at shoulder level, slightly wider, glutes engaged. Pull the left arm off the wall by the side, 6 inches to the side, stay there. Notice how your abdominal muscles have to engage. Bring the arm back to the wall. Right arm pull back. Again, notice abdominal muscles and glutes have to engage. This is fundamentally a core strengthening exercise. So it'll be alternating one arm, other arm. That's option 1. Option 2, on the floor. I'm just going to get it out here. So this one you can do on your hands and knees or in a push-up position. And you can use either a weight or no weight. I'm just going to again adjust the camera angle slightly. We're going to be doing 2 sets of 20 repetitions. The formal name of this is called renegade row. So the row means when you're pulling your arm up towards you, like rowing in a boat. And this here is a rowing from the floor, or as we demonstrated at the wall. So option, let's say 2, would be like this. You're on hands and knees, neutral spine position. Lift one arm, other arm. And as you do that, you definitely feel core. There should be no variation of the torso. You shouldn't be dropping down with the hips, not at all. Everything stays very stable as you lift. That's the core stabilization effect. The next, you can use weights when you do that action. So it would look like this. You're on all fours. You have to use dumbbells. One arm, other arm. When you pull the arm back, this is really important. Very, very critical. You don't want the arm to go behind like that because the shoulder will drop forward. So the arm is just slightly to the side of the body and only I like in line with the body, not way high. Okay, don't lift that elbow too high. Ooh. Okay, option 3 would be like this for 4. Push-up position, one arm lift, other arm lift. Or if you'd like to, you do push-up position with weights. Okay, so we're doing 20 repetitions, alternating sides. Everybody ready? Here we go. rest, and recover a little bit here. Okay, that was set one. We're doing one more set. That'll be the last exercise for today, for this session. This time, I always like to focus on the glutes. Before you lift the arm, engage the opposite glute. So we will go left glute, engage fully, then right arm lift. Right glute, then left arm lift. You'll naturally engage both glutes, like it'll just brace, but you should feel more support, more force being applied on the opposite side to the arm. Okay, here we go. Last set. Good, and rest. Awesome. Again, thank you for coming today. That was fun. And happily, the chickadees were here with us too, singing their songs. My name is Uttara. Below is a link to our Zoom classes. If you go in the comments section, it says show more. You click on that show more, and then there's the link to the classes. And please enjoy the other YouTube channel videos. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and keep getting stronger upper body, good posture. Love it. Bye now.